Hey, More Than Conquerors. Jessica asked me to share a little bit about boldly inviting and recruiting to your team. My name is Ashley Brockington. I'm the leader of Team Thrive. I'm a 5-star elite coach, and this is a really tricky subject because I struggle with it myself, and I think every coach does. So I'm going to give you kind of my best tips. And the first one I think really starts with personal development, because I think the reason we don't boldly invite is because we're not confident. It's because we're playing stories in our head of what's going to happen or what people think of us. And so I think, first of all, point it out that that's a story in your head. And you need to probably read more books on both confidence and leadership. I really thought that that was just a bunch of pooey. I thought I needed like technical know-how, but really I was always thought I was a leader, captain of the basketball team, president of the student council, senior class or whatever. I always thought I was a leader, but yet I really had never done any leadership development because I didn't think I needed it. And I started doing that recently, and it's like, oh, wow, this is great. So read personal development, because you're going to realize that you have to raise the leadership cap. And so if you want rock stars, then you have to be a rock star plus some. Like, you're not going to be a 10 or you're not going to be a 5 and then attract a 7. You've got to become an 8 at least to attract that 7, or be a 10 to attract everybody else. So John Maxwell is great for leadership. I recently read a book called The Confidence Gap by Russell Harris, I believe, and it was just totally, totally helpful. And it made me realize that I was running a lot of stories through my head, and some of them had to do with like baggage from my childhood and the stories that I told myself too many times as a child. So like, my story is usually everybody thinks you're annoying, nobody likes you. Like, literally, that's the story I play in my head all of the time. I almost feel like crying. When I post anything, I think you're being judged. You're being judged. They think you're, a bad Christian. They think you don't love Jesus. They think that you, whatever. They think that you're annoying. They think that you're hurting people, because I literally have heard that people are talking behind my back, people that I really respect, like saying that I'm causing, this girl that has anorexia, I'm hurting her. And I'm thinking, well, why? So one person that has anorexia, like me saying I can show everybody a healthy way to do this is hurting her. They don't understand, and I don't like feeling misunderstood. So I think we have to get over those feelings and like caring if we're misunderstood. Why do we care if we're misunderstood? It's because we want people to like us, right? It's not because we're worried about helping people. It's not because we're worried about glorifying God or helping our family. It's because we are so self-obsessed. Honestly, we need to call it out. We're so self-obsessed that we care too much what people will think of us. We've got to dance like nobody's watching, singing in the rain, do our own thing. God created us to be like, He loved us so much, He literally died for us. He thinks we're that amazing. So we need to be the most of us that we can. And literally, think about this. So this is what I've kind of realized is I use social media as a dump. In the Bible, it says that we're supposed to be vessels. And we are a vessel. And, that we need to be filled up by God. And so my way to really empty myself and to keep myself humble, knowing that I will be judged, knowing that I will get some bad feedback sometimes, but to keep myself like in a thing where it's cathartic, like I'm daily emptying myself, but then there's room for Jesus, is I just lay it all out in social media. And so another way to fail forward is to invite people, and not to do it in a scummy way, but when you're really like giving of yourself and you're inviting like that, then you're dumping yourself out, and it's making you grow, and you're going to grow in compassion too. So Melissa McAllister, I recently listened to a training by her, and she has like over 200,000 Instagram followers. She's making multi-millions of dollars. She's been a coach for 7 years. Think about it. 7 years is not that long to do what she's doing. And she says, like, why are we ashamed to be a Beachbody coach? Literally, she's making multi-million dollars off of this business. All of us have the exact same potential. We just have not worked as hard or been in this as long, but we have that same potential. So why would we be embarrassed of what it is? So this is kind of my strategy thinking to boldly inviting. First of all, decide whether or not you want like the easy, like kind of like the easy catch, or if you want what you think will be a higher quality coach. If you want the easy catch, then you need to recognize that, okay? That they may not, when they become a coach, build as deep and as strong, okay? But if you want somebody that maybe you're a little more intimidated by, then first of all, don't have anybody that's like you don't think would be fun. But if you're a little more intimidated by them, you need to up your game. You need to up your leadership game, your confidence game. They'll be attracted to your confidence. They want to be led. They've been a leader themselves, so they want to be led by somebody. People crave that. Leaders crave more leadership and mentorship. And maybe your posting game needs to be upped if they're already doing something like that or whatever it is. And so then you have to realize that those people might probably take a lot longer to develop and make them know, like, and trust you. So what I would suggest is get to know them over 1 to 3 weeks by just talking to them, commenting on their stuff in social media, kind of showing up. Find some reason early on to reach out to them. Like, hey, oh my goodness, thanks for liking my picture about whatever, but I just went to your feed and you look like a really cool person. I think we should be friends. How about that? Friends? Something, I don't know, like that's a little dorky, but say something that's authentic from you. And then just get to know them. And then if a need arises, like money or time or business moving slowly or wanting to help people, then you mention it. Otherwise, you wait, maybe 1 to 3 weeks, like wait till it's right. And then you just invite them. You're like, you know what? This might be really random, but I don't know if have you been following my feed? Like, do you understand what I do? Have you ever considered or looked into being a Beachbody coach yourself? I really think you would be great. Or you can take a more passive approach and say something like, hey, I was just thinking, you seem like you probably know a lot of people, and everybody probably likes you. So I really love what I do as a coach. And I was wondering, would you just keep your ear out or let me know if you know anybody that needs this, or this, like that wants to work from home with their kids, works hard, but wants to work from home from their kids, needs to make a better income, loves helping people, and would love to make money doing it too. Whatever those things are that are like your things, repeat them back. And so that way, that might be something where you might get a referral, but it also might plant a seed. Well, it will plant a seed in their minds for them. Like they may come back and be like, well, I actually would. If not, they may be like, oh yeah, I'll keep it in mind, or I don't know. Then you can always come back around with that passive invite and be like, hey, you know how I mentioned that, a month ago or whatever? How about you? Would you ever be interested in just learning about this? I really, really think this would be great for you. So that's kind of 2 approaches to boldly inviting, but this helps me too, is you are dating these people. Like, think of it like you're dating them to a marriage. So you don't just invite someone and then they're like, no. Expect them to say no. Honestly, invite people so that they will say no, so that in 3 months from now, you can follow up, because the fortune's in the follow-up. So that's kind of my psychology, is invite, expect them to say no, but then I've got 100 follow-ups in 3 months or 2 months. And then the rest of the people, I'm just cultivating lots of relationship with, and, hoping that they'll respond, to one of my ads or something like that. But basically look at every month like you're just creating follow-ups for the next 2 or 3 months down the line. Expect people to say no, but just kind of go for it, because if you don't, somebody will. And the worst that they can say is no, but if they do, at least, like, it's almost like you're saying, will you pay attention to my feed and what I do? So, and I will say that when people say no. I'll say, okay, hey, no problem. I totally understand. You know what? Honestly, I was very skeptical when I heard about this. I didn't mean to even get into it. I just wanted to, get in shape. And then I fell in love with the business perspective. And a year and a half later, this is what it's done. But I get that it's not right for you, at least not right now. Would you do this for me? How about this? Would you just watch me over the next 6 months to a year? Just watch me and see what I do, see how my life changes, my business progresses, and then in the meantime, how can I support you in what you're doing? And can we just be Instagram friends or Facebook friends? That's what I say. I say, watch me because I'm gonna grow. I'm going to be doing hard things. I'm going to be doing fun and cool things. Watch me. Because basically that's what you want is you want your posting game to be on so much that people want your life. Not in a braggy way, but literally our lives as Beachbody coaches should be getting better all the time. They should. We should have more freedom, more joy, more happiness, growing as a person, getting better bodies. I mean, that's just a side effect, but really better at social media, better at graphics, everything should be going up because it's all holistic. So asking someone to watch you, like, that shouldn't be scary at all. It should just be like, well, duh, I'm gonna get like double, twice as good at everything I'm doing in the next 6 months. So yeah, please watch me front and center, at the Ashley Growth Show. Because I'm telling you, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 21, and I got really bitter in my other businesses. Not better, I got bitter because I wasn't doing personal development, because I was just trying to always get ahead and keep up, and it was exhausting, and I had nothing to put back into me. I had no community. The community was all competitive. I had no health and I had no fitness in my life and no personal development in my life. And so that's what like a lot of these people are dealing with, is that they don't have all these things that we have in our life that's making us better and more compassionate. So realize that too, if you get any negativity, that they literally don't have these tools in their lives, this community and the personal development and the health aspect. And so they aren't happy. They're like sick, they're tired, they're struggling inside, and so it's not you that they don't like, it's literally their life that is sad right now. And so you just are the person right there that gets it, just like your husband gets it when you're like crabby and not in a good mood. It's not that you don't love him and think he's amazing, it's that he's right there and he's the easy one to take it out on. So all right, More Than Conquerors, I hope you are having a great week. I know Jessica misses you so much. I know it's hard to watch people on the Success Club trip. I did that last year, and it made me feel kind of like left out and like, why not me? And when is this going to be me? But it will be you. You just work hard, and I promise you, like, this will be you. You will get to go on one of these trips. You will earn it. You will get off the wait list. You will get your chance. So don't be feeling like that. I understand. Make your own party. Literally go out and do something so extraordinary that it blows up your feed and looks awesome. All right. Bye.